Thank you again for joining us for our Online MPH Rise Office information session. So this session is specifically focusing on the Rise Office, which is our career and practicum support. And we're really excited to have Kandis Morris from the Rise Office here to share a little bit more. And Kandis, I'll hand it over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Elise. Thanks, Stephanie. So good to be here and so good to see some individuals in the space with us. As Elise mentioned, my name is Kandis Morris. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm the assistant director for our RISE office, which is our career and practicum support office, where we provide a number of different resources for you along your MPH journey and beyond. So we're going to take a little time today to talk a little bit about some of those resources. You'll get a short introduction to our team, and you'll get to know us a little more. So definitely welcome you to ask questions along the way. I enjoy answering those and just being able to provide additional information to help you better make decisions for what you feel is best for your own journey. So here is our RISE team. We are a small but mighty team. You can see our assistant or our director, apologies, Caitlin Green, our senior career and practicum support specialist, Sarah Ayazi, and then our manager of community partnerships, Megan Oliveira. These are going to be the main individuals, along with myself, that you'll really get to know along your journey. In addition to some of these events where you get to hear us during info sessions and new student orientation, you'll also be able to connect with us one-on-one in various different aspects. A couple other members of our team that we wouldn't be able to do our work without is our manager of special programs. We also have an operations manager who does a lot of work behind the scenes. And then we have two amazing student assistants who do a lot of support and actually helped with this presentation today with some of our data visualizations. So we love being able to work alongside you as students and value your input. So a little bit about our office. Our mission from the very core is to elevate public health professionals to lead from where they are and affect positive change in communities locally and globally. So RISE is not an acronym. It doesn't stand for a specific set of words, but rather it's the way we work with each student and each alum and each professional. So you are all professionals, you are all subject matter experts, and we are here to support along the way and to kind of elevate those amazing skills that you are already bringing to the table, and then work with you to figure out how you can enhance those, how you can connect with individuals that are part of those different communities that you are interested in working with, and really just be a thought partner with you for any questions that are coming up along the way of how do I navigate this, or what can this look like? So that's what we're really here for. On our next slide, you can kind of see our three intersecting components of career services, which is at the in that bottom circle. Career services, that really looks like, what do I want to do with my MPH? I know that public health is an interest of mine. I know I have a goal of wanting to work with maybe a certain population, or maybe I have a real big interest in learning additional skills in, say, EPI, for example. We're here to kind of walk you through those, in addition to also supporting you with whatever that that search looks like. So that could be a job search. That could be you're searching for projects or activities to engage in during your MPH program. We're here to help you through all of those, through resume building, working on your LinkedIn, practicing those interviews, maybe even thinking about negotiating that salary when you get that offer. We're here for all of it. So no question is too big or too small. We love to just, again, think through things and help you navigate whatever it is that you are in whatever part of your journey that you are in. We also focus a lot on leadership development in terms of building on some of those wonderful leadership skills that a lot of you already are bringing to the program. We truly believe that you are a leader right where you're at. And so everyone is a leader. It's just the different ways that we might use leadership in our different capacities and our different roles, and the way that intersects with the work that we do. And then finally, the last circle here is the applied practice experience. So you may have heard about this when you were doing some research, but every MPH program that is accredited is required to complete an applied practice experience. We call it the practicum. So you'll hear that terminology a lot. The practicum is a great way to also get your feet wet in maybe an area that you've been wondering about but haven't been sure about. Maybe you are pivoting in your career and you're wondering what are some options or opportunities, or maybe you're thinking about what could be a great project that I want to work on that could be a value add to my resume. So the applied practice experience is a really great opportunity to network, to again build on those really great skills, and to do a lot of exploration in almost like a safe environment. So one of my key areas that I work on is the applied practice experience, and so I'll get to work with you a lot in that area. All right, our next slide, this goes over a little bit about what we offer. And I think I had mentioned that we definitely offer a wide range of services. I had mentioned in that career services circle, we offer individualized career counseling support. And that can look like one-on-one meetings, either online, or if you are in the Bay Area, you can visit us on campus and we are happy to meet you in person. That is really focusing on, again, kind of going over some goal setting, identifying what it is that you might want to do during your MPH program and beyond. It's practicing and reviewing and just having another set of eyes on some of maybe your application materials, but then also working with you through some of those unique questions that you might be getting during that interview processing. And like I had mentioned, many of you might be thinking about, oh, this is a career pivot for me, or I want to utilize this degree so that I can move up at my current place of employment. And so we're here to engage in all of those conversations to help guide you through that process. We also host a number of different workshops and events, both virtually and in person. So you'll be invited to all of those that are coming up and out through our office. We work collaboratively across campus to offer a number of different events, which you can see here. So we have workshops and sessions coming up. Like tomorrow, my colleague Sarah and I are hosting an interviewing workshop. So that's a great way for you to learn just about different interviewing techniques, best practices, and even how AI is being incorporated into interviewing nowadays. So really great things to take away, and you'll do a little bit of practicing as well. We also host a number of different networking events. We do one on campus in the fall semester. We actually just wrapped it up called our Career Cafe, where we bring over 30 public health professionals to connect with you. And so that's our one of our largest events, and it's really a wonderful opportunity. And then also when you come during your summer visit, we actually do a very similar event where we bring in public health professionals. And that event is actually specific just for students. So that's a really fun time to connect as well. And then, of course, we have some really great on-demand and online resources. We know that you are engaging in career thinking all the time, and we're not available all the time. So we want you to be able to access these resources whenever you need. Two of these resources are Flex, P-H-L-E-X, and our RISE resource site. I'm not going to review our RISE resource site today, but I'll let you know that it is a wonderful area where we house all of our guides and walkthroughs on how to create a resume, and how to proceed with moving forward with like a global health practicum. So that's where we store all of our recorded sessions and workshops. So that's a really great resource that's only accessible to current students. Our Flex, which we'll go over on our next slide, is a online resource. This is kind of like your one-stop shop for all things kind of career and practicum related. So Flex is where you will actually be able to find job opportunities and practicum opportunities. This is only available to public health graduate students. So not everyone else on campus can utilize this. This is specific to you. In addition to the opportunities that you'll find, you'll also be able to make that one-on-one appointment with someone from our career services team. And then you'll also be notified of events through Flex. That's where we'll go ahead and post those. And then eventually you'll utilize Flex for all of your practicum paperwork. So it's a nice way to be able to kind of house all of these ways that you're connecting and interacting, not only with our office, but also community partners and employers that you'll get to know over time. All right. So I did want to take a few minutes to talk a little bit about the practicum, and we're just going to do a very high level overview. Don't worry, once you are in the program, we do info session after info session almost every semester to make sure that you're well informed. You get tons of emails from us just to make sure that you are kind of kept in the loop. But the practicum, like I mentioned, is your applied practice experience. It is a requirement for all MPH programs that are accredited. And for us, it's a minimum of 130 hours. The great thing that I love about our practicum experience is that it's very flexible. So the only restrictions that we really put on the practicum in terms of timing is that you cannot start the practicum any earlier than your second semester, and you have to have it completed by the end of your second to last semester. And really, that's like the timeline that we put on. Otherwise, it's really up to you and the community partner as to how many hours a week are you doing. While you are not able to start your practicum until your second semester, schedule time to meet with us in your very first semester. We want to get to know you at the very beginning. We can start having those conversations and begin helping you explore in that very first semester. So we welcome that. To share a little more about the practicum, you can see a little bit about where students have completed their practicum. A number of students have completed them at nonprofit organizations, government agencies, academic institutions. So a lot of students might actually work with professors who have labs or who are doing research, say at UC Berkeley. So lots of different areas. Also, 29% of our students actually complete their practicum at their current place of employment. So that is an option. Say if you're working at a really cool organization, but maybe you want to work with a different department, that is totally fine. It just has to be outside of your typical scope of work. And then as individuals complete their practicum, we do ask, how has it impacted you? And so on our next slide, you can see that their practicum experience was a very valuable learning opportunity, and that it did give them a better understanding of their career goals. So we're seeing that students who are engaging in our applied practice experience, they're taking away a lot of things that are impacting not only their career decisions, their career goals, but are really giving them valuable things to think about and to move forward with. So we really value our applied practice experience, and we have some terrific staff and colleagues that work on actually connecting our community partners with students like you who are looking for projects, who want your expertise and your excitedness and curiosity to come into their space. I also did want to share a little bit of what we hear from students around what's going on after they graduate. So we every year do a survey out to our students who have graduated out 6 months. And so what we have recently seen with our graduating class of 2025, and this is specific to OOMF, that 80 to 90% of graduates pursue employment. So the large majority of graduates are pursuing employment. However, a small percentage typically will then pursue further education, and this is around 5 to 10%. So that can be maybe a DRPH, a PhD, maybe some other type of master's program if they want to kind of supplement something. And then typically less than 5% are pursuing perhaps in another experience, such as a fellowship program or a service opportunity. Among the class of 2025 graduates who reported being employed at the time of graduation, the majority were in a position they also held during the program. So maybe they either were coming to the program because they were really interested in just getting that MPH and learning a little more skills to enhance their current work. Maybe they were looking to move up at that organization. So wanting to level up or to get into that next position. Um, that's what we tend to see. However, we did see a number of new roles being accepted by students. So a lot of students were engaged in a job search and accepted new positions after they had graduated, and um, and a number of students are actively in the process of applying to new roles that are actually leveraging their recent MPH degrees. So they're seeing that they're being able to use this MPH degree and then pursue opportunities that maybe they wouldn't have otherwise pursued due to that degree limitation. And then among the class of 2025 graduates who reported their salary, who said they are employed, the median salary was 94,000 and the average was 106,000, roughly rounded down. And so this is just a snapshot of our graduates. Not everyone is required to complete this. And so it is those who opt into completing this survey that we do. And as we kind of wrap up, I want to make sure I leave some space for you all to ask questions. I did want to leave you with some tips to navigate your MPH journey, right? Like, how can I not leave you with some words of wisdom as a career specialist, without, yeah, giving some little nuggets of wisdom as you were just thinking about your own journey and what that looks like. I would really encourage you all to really think about what has brought you to explore an MPH program, what has brought you to explore furthering your skill set in public health, and think about what are your like must-sees and must-dos. Who are the individuals that you want to connect with? What are the skills that you want to develop? What is really resonating with you and your passion and motivation for public health? And continue to keep that in mind as you explore. Who are the people that you want to surround yourself with as you're taking on this new endeavor? And who do you feel like are going to be there to really support you in that journey? My next bullet point, be flexible and nimble to all opportunities. You never know when something's going to come along and by saying yes to that opportunity or engaging in that conversation or talking to that person, it really allows you to build relationships, explore new adventures, and engage in some really cool projects and work that you might not otherwise have done. Self-care is super important too. So being mindful that every journey has a set of directions and knowing that it's okay to stop every now and then and take a breather in terms of just reflecting and seeing, okay, how is this feeling? What classes should I be taking? Am I talking to people that I need to be talking to, or who should I be connecting with? Am I reconnecting to career services and asking questions and just having conversations? And again, remembering that you are not alone in this journey. So we are all here to support you. Elise and Stephanie are here. We're here. The entire Berkeley Public Health team is here to support you along the way. And there's no question that's too big or too small. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna leave it there and maybe open it up and see if there's any questions, if anything is coming to mind. Happy to, yeah, happy to chat more.
Thank you so much, Candace. And I'll just add as well if there are questions related to the program more generally or related to the application or admissions process. Stephanie and I can also help field those questions. So yeah, definitely feel free to let us know if you have questions about any topics.